Alright, hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Now, today's video is going to be a little bit different. I've been playing a lot of heroes vs villains lately, trying to level up Count Dooku, as you guys know. I now have him to level 25, and I plan on not touching heroes vs villains for a little while because it has me extremely heated. Now, there's different things that frustrate me about the heroes vs villains game mode, not just the lightsaber mechanics, but there are certain types of players as well that really irritate me when I'm playing. So I figured I'd make a funny video today, and it's going to be 5 types of players everybody hates in heroes vs villains. Now, I do plan on doing this for Galactic Assault as well, so if you guys have suggestions for what you want to see in the Galactic Assault video, I already have a couple in mind, but some suggestions would be welcomed as well, so make sure to drop those down in the comments below. Now, I just want to say a quick thank you because the channel has been doing amazing recently, and that is all because of you guys liking the videos, sharing them with your friends, and suggesting them to other people. So thank you all so much once again, and if you guys are new, feel free to subscribe for more Battlefront 2 content. Anyways, we are going to jump right into it with the 5 types of players everybody hates for heroes vs villains. Starting off at number 1, I'm going to call these guys the runners. Now, I'm sure you guys all know exactly what I mean just from saying those words, but I've broken it into 3 main characters that people play when they are the runner. So this type of player, let me explain quickly. This is the person that becomes the target in heroes vs villains and spends the entire time hiding or running away from us to pretty much try and stay alive as the hero. So it's kind of annoying that the target is the one that's doing the running. I know, I get it, you don't want to die, but there are better ways of doing it. Sticking with your team and being a good teammate, working together with your team, even if you're not on a mic, you can stay near them, is the best way to survive as a target. Now, running away is usually done by Luke, Kylo, or Boba Fett. The Luke one is just going to be a block spam and then run. He's going to force push you, turn around, use repulse, knock you down, do whatever he can to do. Even if he's back into a corner, he's going to use his rush ability and then get out of there. And because Luke has the fastest run speed and the highest jump height, he's pretty much going to be able to outrun anyone. This is extremely annoying and happens a lot of the time in heroes vs villains. Anyone that plays Luke has pretty much gotten this category covered. The second one is Kylo. He's like another one similar to Luke, except he's kind of different in the way that instead of using a force push, he will turn around and use his freeze ability. Now, this is another thing because you guys know if Kylo uses the freeze on you and he doesn't engage you and hit you, you stay in that freeze for a good solid amount of time. So you're pretty much stuck there looking like an idiot while the target playing Kylo is running away from you. Again, this is super frustrating when you're trying to kill the target. I know you can block it, but when you're running at full speed trying to chase this guy down using dashes to close the distance, you don't always see him turn around ready to freeze you, and it ends up happening anyway. The last one is Boba Fett, and he is probably the worst of all of them. The jetpack makes Boba extremely hard to kill when he is the target. There are people that just absolutely abuse this and get to spots where nobody else can get to. I was watching a live stream yesterday and someone had Boba Fett on Geonosis for HvV, and he pretty much hid on a rock at the top of Geonosis when nobody else could reach him. Not just this, but even when you get close to Boba, he's just going to fly the complete opposite direction and spam rockets at you from behind. Yes, I get the rockets part, but running away as Boba, come on. He does enough damage that he can be played aggressively even when you are the target, as long as you stay by your team. That's the big answer here. You shouldn't need to run if you stay with your team. Now, we're going to move on to number 2, and the number 2 type of player that everybody hates is, of course, the Chewy Spammer. Now, I couldn't make this list without putting the Chewy Spam players in here. These guys load up on their shock grenade and the furious bowcaster ability. These guys just want to take you out as quick as possible, and the stuns, we know how annoying they can definitely be. Chewbacca players aren't really skilled because the amount of splash damage that they get from the furious bowcaster is pretty much a 2-shot kill to the head, and if you're stunned with the shock grenade, you're not going to be able to move anyway, so they can wipe you out easy as possible. There are a lot of times where this has happened to me in games and I just full on rage, especially when you're trying to level up a hero. You do have to experience this quite a lot when playing HvV because that's the quickest way to grind levels for heroes, especially with the new characters coming out, General Grievous and Count Dooku specifically. If you're trying to level those guys up and you've got a Chewy player in your game, you know absolutely he's going to target you because you have the new character, you're the one playing it, and you're trying to level him up, and he's going to do everything in his shock, stun, ability, powers to stop you from doing that. So number 2 is the Chewy Spam. Number 3 on the list of what everybody hates in heroes vs villains, the Emote Guy. Now, the Emote Guy is someone that emotes you after every single kill, even if you've just wiped out his whole team and you have 10 health left and he just swoops in to finish you off. This guy thrives on toxicity. He basically just wants to piss you off as much as possible, and regardless of what you do, he is going to emote you every single time you get killed. Even if he's just around when you get killed, he's probably going to emote you as well, because you're still going to see him in your death screen. So as the death animation comes on, he's probably there emoting you somewhere, and it's usually a Kylo Cowards emote or something along those lines that's going to make you feel really stupid. Some of the Darth Vader ones, yes, I get they're pretty funny, but it is still super duper annoying at the same time, because if you killed me and I had 5 health left already, you really don't deserve to emote me because you did absolutely nothing. You literally just swooped in and wiped me out after I'd finished taking on another enemy, and you don't deserve to emote me at all. So yes, GG, you are scum. Number 4 on the list is going to be the force push / pull guy. Now I mentioned this earlier as part of the Luke running away. This is different though. These guys come into play on maps like Kashyyyk and Naboo and ones like that where there are edges to push / pull you off. Now again, this comes down to Luke, Obi-Wan, Maul, and Kylo. Obviously Yoda to a degree as well, but these ones are the main ones because they do have star cards that extend their range, and I know Yoda does a little bit as well, but it is quite different in this case. Luke, obviously the player that picks Luke is going to stack up on the force push cards. He's going to do everything in his power to knock you flying off the edges, and with the star card that gives you a stronger knockback, that is going to be an easy feat for them unless you're really on with your blocks. Again, it is similar with Obi-Wan. He has star cards that extend his range on his force push and also charge up the ability faster, so Obi-Wan is definitely another one you need to watch out for because this guy is usually going to push you off the edge 9 times out of 10 as well, and he is going to emote you. Obi-Wan has a surprisingly long range with his force push, and the fact that they charge it up gives it even more range. That is definitely something you need to watch out for because you know that guy's probably going to emote you with a hello there after he has knocked you off the edge as well. For the dark side, it's usually Maul and Kylo, and I think Maul everyone's used to now because he just picks you up and throws you off the edges. The star cards that boost this, again, extended range and further throw distance, those cards are definitely going to be equipped in these matches. The Kylo one is a little bit different though. These are the guys that usually freeze you and then turn around and yank you off the edges. So they're going to try and get a freeze midair, and they're willing to commit suicide themselves to pull you off the edge. I've seen so many Kylo players freeze someone, jump off an edge and use the force pull just before they die to yank you off the edge with them. Now, these type of players are absolute rubbish. They're usually at the bottom of the leaderboards, and yes, I know Kylo doesn't rack up points like the rest of them, but these guys are just super frustrating. You might not even have a chance to defend yourself because they come from behind you. If you're running along the outside of Kashyyyk, they are going to freeze you from behind, jump off the edge like I said, and pull you out into the abyss. So these type of players are the epitome of HvV right now. It is a very broken game mode, and I'm really not enjoying how it's running. The constant block spam and running away, and the targeting system is a little bit funny. The stamina system in the way lightsaber blocks work is a little bit too high, especially for players like Luke. This guy just blocks and blocks and blocks, and there is no consequence at all. And then when his stamina finally does run out, even after taking on 3 enemies with blocking, he can just dash out of there and run away. So this is something super frustrating about heroes versus villains, and I've seen a lot of people say that they should change the targeting system to something similar to Hero Blast in 2015, and honestly, it's not a bad idea. Hero Blast in 2015 was a great game mode, and it was really fun. The targeting system for heroes versus villains this time round is not so good. It wasn't so much of an issue before, but I think everyone's figured out the little intricacies of this game mode and how to be absolute scumbag, so they are going to abuse that at every chance. You think of the amount of games you've played of HvV. Go back and think of how many of these players that I've just spoken about have you come across in your games. Let me know how many out of the 5 that I've mentioned you guys have come across down in the comments below, because I can guarantee you in the last week since Dooku has been out, I have come across all of these players in every single game of HvV. It might not be all in the same game, but at least 2 or 3 of them are in the one round of HvV, and it just makes for a complete mess of a game mode. So if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up, and remember to let me know what you guys want to see for the Galactic Assault version of this video. Like I said, I do have a couple of options, but some more suggestions would be much appreciated. Maybe we can even get a second part to this series, because I know there are a lot of things things in this game that frustrate people and that are worth mentioning. Maybe if some of these frustrations get spotted by someone at DICE, they can look at fixing this kind of stuff, and the hero gameplay or even the Heroes vs Villains game mode can get an improvement. I wondered to myself if the improved lightsaber combat that is coming in the near future will fix all of this, but it definitely isn't going to help the Chewy spammers, the force pushers, and things like that. So it may help the lightsaber combat and blocking side of it, but those other things are still going to be a complete mess. So if you guys enjoyed this video, smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. I will have plenty more Battlefront videos coming out soon. I appreciate all of you guys watching. I will see you in the next one, and may the force be with you always.